big spoiler alert. If you
Major.
are watching Traitors on BBC
UK season 2,
UK season 2,
and you haven't watched up until episode 6, you might want to pause this.
yes,
Jump on iPlayer.
watch
And get
it
back to us.
and then come back. Watch all 5 episodes because there's 5 out.
6.
6?
Yeah, they
6.
release 3 a week, Wednesday through Friday.
Make sure. I feel like last time it was on every day though.
That's what I felt like last
I think
time.
they're
I think
just in it. Yeah,
I think they're
they're
slowing down the
teasing
content train a bit,
yeah.
which I like, and it works perfectly for us to talk about
it's a
it.
bit annoying.
No,
But
it works perfectly for us to talk about it. Works for me.
But yes, big spoiler alert. If you watch Traitors season 2, if you're watching Traitors season 2, look away, turn this off. Come back though.
Pause it. Come back.
Pause it.
Come
Go
back
watch
and finish
it.
it off.
Come back and then get involved in the conversation. Rich, you are up to date.
Chat to me. You've given me your full body now, you know. Man said,
I'm
yours.
engaged.
What are you saying? Chat to me.
You are up to date.
Of course, I'm up
Shit.
to date.
Sorry, just adjusting my mic. Right, episode 6. Sorry,
So far,
so far. Right, thoughts so far on the season anyway.
for me, I'm going to start. Firstly, thoughts on the show.
On Traitors in general.
Yes.
Right, go.
Show aired last year? I feel like just after or some overlap with the World Cup. I'm gonna say yeah.
Maybe.
I'm gonna say yeah. It may have been just after. I can't remember.
I'm gonna take your word for
I feel
it.
like I was watching those kind of back to back. That might be the stiffest competition you can go up against. The World Cup.
Oh yeah, on
It
BBC.
happens,
Yeah.
It happens every 4 years.
Yeah.
It's the world's biggest sport.
Yeah.
The world is watching. But
Yeah.
after a great game of ball,
Yeah.
providing they're going to extra time, we would come and watch the Traitors. It's last year. For anyone that doesn't know, listen up. I'm thinking that you would have cut off already, but if you haven't, the Traitors is a reality TV show whereby several contestants have to figure out the 3, sometimes 4, people that are working against them. Essentially, they have to figure out who the traitors are.
Yeah.
You have the traitors and the faithful. The traitors have the power to murder people.
Yeah. And banish.
Everyone has the power to banish.
Yes, sorry.
Only the traitors have the power to murder. And if a traitor or several traitors make it to the finale, they will win the money from the faithfuls. Throughout the game, the entire team or cast go on task to accumulate money and so on and so
Build
forth.
the cash fund.
If you haven't watched it, definitely watch it. But what was your question? Sorry.
You're gonna start with what you think of Traitors in general.
I think it's a great show. It's
good.
a great show. It's definitely in its infancy in
Big
terms
time.
of the way people are playing the game, and I want to see what Traitors season 5 is like. For example, once people have learned different ways of playing, different tactics.
Yeah.
With season 2, if you haven't seen it at all, definitely watch season 1 first, of course. With season 2, I'm happy that the game has gotten a bit more complicated because I felt like it was super easy. Like they had the so not until I think the later rounds in season 1 could you get shield.
Shields are in the first episode, I think.
Of this
Or
one.
second,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
or
I was
season
like,
2,
okay, cool.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
trying to play games now.
Yeah.
Then they had the dungeon.
Yes, yeah.
Then,
the dungeon, I was a bit. I don't really. I think I weren't really paying attention.
You know, at first
when
I was
it
like,
on
so
the TV. I was
wait
like,
a minute
what's-
this, wait a minute that.
Yeah.
But as soon as I understood it, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
you can play some games with this.
Yeah.
And some games were played. So I'm liking how the game is becoming
there's different
more
elements
complicated.
to it
And
now. Yeah,
it's not so simple.
yeah,
So I like the show. I really like the show.
yeah.
I feel like we watch a lot of shows. There are
Yeah,
not
yeah,
many that
yeah,
we've
yeah, yeah.
decided to have a segment on the podcast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It shows you it's a good show. It's worth watching.
Yeah.
How do you think it's going up in that castle in Scotland right now?
I don't know. It seems. I always when I watch 1 and 2, I always think, what's the vibe in there? What's the atmosphere?
Yeah, like just normal when it's not like
because
recording so
at
much.
the end when I think
At
the
the end
clock
of the
goes
round
at
table.
12 or whatever, and then they all have to go to their hotel rooms. I don't think they stay in
No.
the place.
I feel like they did a lot in the first year.
No, because I think they still drove off.
In the American
It felt
one,
like,
which
I
is
think
in
the
the
American one, they stay.
They stay. It's in the same castle. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. But I feel I like season 2. I think season 2's good. I feel like sometimes there are elements like with the shields and the dungeon that they're. I think naturally they create a different. They add. What am I trying to say? They add like
complexity.
It's not even complexity because I think they're strategy. I think they add a slight strategy to the game because then it's something's happening. But then I think in terms of throughout the game, it's just a thing that happens. If I'm making any sense,
I get what you're saying, but I think they can sometimes. So like, it can be a red herring.
Yeah.
So if me and you playing,
that's probably what I'm saying. Yeah.
One of us is a traitor. Well, let's get in the shield. Like, he's faithful. I thought he was faithful.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he protect himself?
Right.
But then
so then it's a bit like why? Yeah. I was like, why has that happened? It's like then you watch like the episode or like the episode after, and that's had no bearing on what's happened going forward.
And I kind of get what you're saying. You would feel like it should be more impactful.
Yeah.
But
I think that comes with it being season 2, still in its infancy.
Yeah, I'm hoping the game naturally upgrades. And it seems like it is somewhat. Did you ever see The Mole on Netflix?
The Mole.
It's game show. Very similar
like kind
of game. Very similar kind of game.
Oh, it might have been, shout out to Frank. He's a TV
reality TV guy.
Yeah, loves it. I think he mentioned The Mole. I just don't think I ever watched it.
You should watch it. Well, after you're done with Traitors, watch The Mole.
Yeah.
But there's elements of that game.
Yeah.
I'll say it without spoiling it. But so in The Mole, when you're doing your tasks, if you are potentially a mole or the mole, or you want someone to potentially maybe think you're the mole, you take money out of the cash fund. So like if we're doing a task, there's a benefit in me fucking it up.
Yeah.
Like in Traitors, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like whether you contribute or not, doesn't really matter. People will try and use it.
In The Mole, do they go to like an Australian prison?
There is one that's a bit.
Is there like a big, tall white guy, long hair?
I don't.
It might be one season. I feel like I've seen The Mole.
I don't remember that.
Let's look at it.
I don't know.
But go on, say what you're saying.
Definitely check out The Mole. These lot offend me. They upset me. They piss me off.
Yes, I have seen this.
You have seen them all?
Yeah.
Okay, you watched it to the end?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly the show I'm talking about. Yeah.
The Mole is good. And if they add some of those elements, the Traitors will be elite to me.
Yeah.
I think this is a terrible, terrible group of faithfuls.
Yeah.
It really, as Anthony said, 8-1 down.
8-1 down. Let that sink in. When he kept saying it, I was like, yeah.
Fair times.
He said, if you vote for me, you're going to be 8-1 down. Let that sink in. Then he sat there with his hands like
mind games. Who do you like?
So, I'm struggling to like people in this one too.
I like. There's one person I like.
I liked Anthony.
I liked him. He was a good, interesting character.
Gone. He's gone.
You ain't gonna spoil it.
Yeah. All right. So I like Anthony. He's gone.
He's yard.
See what you done there. I think he's probably the only one. I like Jazz.
Jazz is the guy.
I like Jazz.
Jazz is the
I basically
man.
like anyone who is clocking the actual game.
What's going on here?
Because I feel like, and this kind of happens with like certain shows, I think even happened in The Mole, certain shows where there's like trickery involved or deceit, lies and deceit. I feel like people forget that's part of the game, and it's like, oh yeah, like me and Rich, like we're bare cool.
Bro,
you didn't know you met this person at a platform.
They're dumb.
Like Charlotte's like, oh yeah, I love you, like blah, and it's like
I can never be Paul. He's too popular.
You don't know this guy.
And the decisions they're making are based off of shit.
Nothing.
Like, oh well, it's just like there's no evidence. There's no evidence-based things. Like from the time Paul went to the dungeon,
bro, and then he came back. Then I think
Molly got murdered. They thought it was Molly. Is it Molly? I think it's Molly. Meg. They thought it was Meg.
Then the night happens.
Meg's murdered.
They murdered Meg, right? Well, they had
the traitors. They had to because a traitor can't murder a traitor.
So they murdered Meg. He comes back.
Andrew got saved. He comes back and nobody asked questions.
Bro, I was watching yesterday's one and I was asking my girlfriend. I was like, "Where's Meg?" And then she was like, "Oh, she got killed." So then I was like, why is no one talking,
bro?
about
It's
Paul?
so obvious that it's Paul.
So that's why, and I hate saying this because I like to just watch it for entertainment purposes and leave it alone. But I feel like behind the scenes, there's like a narrative of talk about these people, because I feel like if you, and we'll just sort of quarterback coaches or armchair gaffers after the fact, but I feel like you could, if someone's really thinking, you could probably end the game quite quickly.
Well, so this is the thing. This is why I said I rate Jazz. So I think it was maybe episode 5. He said, like, I've clocked his Paul.
Yeah.
But I don't have the strength
Yeah.
to get Paul out.
Yeah.
So there's kind of no point of me saying it.
Yeah.
So he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And
then they had to chat in
at the end of episode 6. Yeah.
And then even that, Paul, like, that conversation.
You're going to say, I'm not a traitor. We're going to shake on it. And you think I'm not going to vote you.
And say that stuff and me not think you're a traitor. Because now I think at first he was very cool. He was doing a great job.
He's shaking now.
But now I think he's on the ropes. And I think you can get attacked so many times that you struggle to defend yourself. And because you're also lying, you now have to, on the spot, create a lie in response.
Yeah.
Like live.
He is a good traitor though. I will give him that. But I want him caught now because he's too confident.
Do you know who's a good traitor? And I can't remember his name, but the young boy that's the traitor, Harry.
Harry's sliding good. Well. He's doing well.
Harry's good. But Harry, maybe it's just us watching it on TV. When you're in it, it's probably something crazy. But I feel like if you watch Harry, it's like there's something not like and I hate because they do it like you're too nice or blah blah blah. But you're just too clean cut.
He's too nice. He plays the young naive guy very well.
Like joyous young lad, got his whole life ahead of him, wants to help his family, blah blah blah. And I'm like basically, don't, like, if you're faithful, don't trust like any of them.
You can't.
But then this is where it gets dumb, because if you don't trust any of them, I think you might slightly naturally keep yourself. You can still.
I think that's what probably happened with Anthony.
You can still chat with people and get to know people, but I feel like when you start, or like I think they even brought up. I think Andrew. There was like, when we have conversations, you don't say any names. And Andrew's like, why would I say name? Like,
because I'm unsure.
Because I'm unsure. So why am I saying names? And it's like, no, you don't say any names. And it's like, what? Or like Ash, who was like chatting to everybody.
They accused her of chatting.
They accused her of chatting to everybody. How is that? How is she? It was in the end, but how is that a trait?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, there are many ways, isn't it? There are many ways to think, and this is what happens. They just put a couple of names out there. That person just gets dogpiled in the banishment, and then it's going to be one of two people. Like, no, they're not playing with logic at all, man.
The banishment bit,
it's poor.
In season 1, it drove me crazy, and I understood why they do it. And season 2, I've kind of calmed down on it a bit. So I get the sheep herd mentality.
It's poor, man.
So I get the.
I understand it. I would be doing it because I'm not trying to. This is the thing that I think, and I don't think most of faithfuls, bar I think Jazz, realizes that we're just gonna right now we're just thinning the herd.
Yeah,
we're just trying to get closer to a traitor.
Yeah,
I think those guys are doing it on accident. I think they're just making shit picks. I think he understands that he doesn't have the power to overthrow who the actual
on his
traitors
own.
are.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna blend in and go with it, which I understand some people do it.
And that's my point. I think if you they don't know, but if you've got a strong inkling is said person, you voting them isn't gonna change.
No, you need to rally the troops.
Yeah,
you need to rally the troops before the banishment and have people stick to it.
Exactly.
Which obviously, you can't guarantee.
Yeah. But then and this is where I kind of rate traitors, because it's a crazy mind game. Is if you try rally the troops on, let's get, like Jazz says, gets a few people, let's say, I really think it's Paul this, Paul that, Harry maybe, but definitely Paul, then they might start looking at Jazz like why are you trying to get someone else out? Aren't you might he might be,
and he's done a good job of not arousing suspicion so far, because he knows who he and we know he's right, innit? But he's done it in a way that I don't know if it's intentional, but it wasn't intentional, because he told Harry he thinks Paul's the traitor. He said, if I go tonight, it's Paul.
And then Harry told
Paul, and then he's clocked. He's like, so why has Harry told Paul, but Paul hasn't thinged? So if he, in episode 7, after, because Diane's been murdered, isn't it? She's done the poison chalice thing.
Yes.
So she's gone.
Or if we don't know, she might take it and then
there's no immunity, bro. She's dead.
She might take it and then not drink, because she has to drink from it. We're not seeing her drink from it.
Oh, okay. So
it's likely.
Yeah, I guess. It's probably, chances are. If Jazz is smart enough to rally the troops a little bit and then omit that information on the round table and have Paul answer and have Harry and Paul fight between each other, that should oust the traitors.
Yeah,
it should.
I just think at the round table as well, people aren't making any sense,
bro. They're irrational.
I think people aren't making any sense, and like people are saying things, and maybe it's you need support when you say certain things, but I feel again we just see an hour out of the week or the day or whatever it is, 3 hours out of the week, so it's not enough to go on, and they obviously have more intel on these people, but it feels like at the round table they come and say things that don't make sense even compared to what we've seen in that actual episode. So I'm not sure what brain they're thinking with, like even like Diane, she came in at the start like heavy,
unconscious bias kicked in big time. Like, it's the black man. Like,
she was talking about he's a traitor, and I didn't even clock it till Mandem pointed it out. No one had been selected yet.
Bro, there wasn't even a traitor yet.
Like the All Faithfuls, like no one, like Diane didn't even know what she was gonna be,
bro.
Let alone say, I feel like he's a traitor
because he didn't let me in the line. Like
crazy.
I think you definitely see a bit of that though as well.
Unconscious bias.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so.
Yeah. Definitely. It's just getting.
I think so.
It's just what I shout and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
There's like a us and a other thing that happens that I definitely see. But these guys have to do better. They have to do better.
I don't think I think they're
just picking their friends. It's like
they're too pally. They're too you don't say too much or you say too much. It's got to be you're out based on that. That's not enough information.
Yeah. Lack of evidence.
Yeah.
Like if there's no evidence, then I understand that. But if there's evidence, you're just not examining any of it.
Like I think his name's Zach, the shaved head kid with the glasses.
Yeah, I like Zach.
He's alright, but he chats a lot.
He throws it off a bit sometimes. He talks a bit much.
He chats a lot.
He's like political something.
He chats a lot. But then when they were doing the chalice thing, when they were chatting outside, and then he went into, he might say, I don't know, but he went into like 4 rooms and said he couldn't see anyone. Then I'll be like, where are them?
That's not raising suspicion.
Them man aren't around. Like,
them man even close. But they're all together.
But they're all together. Like he didn't see. I think he went to the door and then looked outside. Obviously, didn't see them. But then came back inside and was like, "Oh, I just went to 4 rooms and I couldn't see anyone. Where's so and so?" And it's like I'd be everything you say and do, I'm on you. But then everyone will do something that will make you think. It could be you. It could be you.
Paranoia must kick in, innit?
Paranoia must heavily kick in. But I do think you need backing.
Yeah, you need a squad.
You need a squad, but then while trying to assemble a squad, you need to watch your own back because people in that squad will turn on you, and you might have a traitor within that squad. Yeah.
So what I think you need to do is if you got your squad, and let's say it's a 4-man squad, and you're saying, "Well, raw, I think it's Dan," and we all vote for Dan, but one man doesn't vote for Dan. Well, go on, bro.
Yeah.
Why aren't you?
Also think about who at the round table.
You have to put names out there. Because if you don't pick, then it's you're a traitor.
Who have people mentioned or not mentioned or avoided mentioning?
Yeah.
Because then at the round table we'll be like, right, Harry, you've never mentioned Paul.
Paul, you've never mentioned Harry.
Paul, you've never mentioned Harry. So and so's never mentioned Paul. Paul's never mentioned so and so. Try maybe work it out that way.
I think I'm saying they're all shit, and I do think most of them are shit.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely harder if you're there.
Oh, 100%.
It's definitely harder.
100%. Because I think as society, you naturally gravitate to, I guess, obviously people you like, but you're going to have breakfast with people you're cool with, sort of go for walks, have lunch, whatever, with people that you're cool with. So then you might not necessarily get to know other people. And that's a person you're not getting to know might be a traitor. So you're not really seeing anything from them. I think they're being a bit too pally
too much
with each other, and this whole Paul, he gets along with everyone. He's a nice guy.
Everything.
I don't understand how he's getting away with all of this.
It's crazy.
Like the guy, I think just said it. Then he went to the dungeon. How many was in the dungeon? 4. Him, Meg, Andrew,
Ash.
Yeah. They all come out.
Andrew got saved, rather.
Andrew got saved.
Ash got banished.
Meg got murdered. He's alive.
Paul's just cool, like.
So this is
what?
Like, it's not making sense,
bro. It's
let's just
simple maths,
what I would say. I'd just be like, guys. Because you got to say it bareface.
Yeah.
I'd be like, guys. I think what they're also doing is they're trying to play the game in teams. So that when they get to the round table, then that herd mentality kicks in. So 4 or 5 will vote the same person, 2 or 3 will vote this person, 1 person will vote that person. I'll just be like, guys, I think it's Paul. Like, just take, like, if not, then I don't know what the consequence is, but I strongly think it's him based on X, Y, and Z. Let's all vote for him. If it's not him, then the next round table, I'm going to take a seat back. And then let's just vote for Paul and then see what happens. But then I feel like the game could be done very quickly if you do it that way.
Yeah.
But that is, if I felt that strongly about it, I'd be like, this is my evidence. This is why I think it's him. I've always said it's him. And you guys have been sitting here hearing me say it's him. Let's just vote for him and see what happens. If he's a faithful, then we're just in a shit trajectory we've been going in anyway. But if he's a traitor, then we've got 1 out. So there's got to be 2 more around.
Well, I think they know there's at least 2 in it.
Yeah. Because they recruited 1 more.
Yeah, so it's 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Miles?
Miles, yes.
Yeah.
He's having a blinder.
I think he's blended. I don't think he's been voted once.
No. He's doing very, very well. I think his name will come up very soon, though.
The traitors are going to go at him.
Do you think?
Paul and Harry are nasty.
Them man are ruthless.
They're nasty. They're gonna come for him.
Ruthless. Yeah.
They're gonna come for him. Because even, do you know how I know as well? So with the poison chalice thing, they were all looking for the chalice. They once found the chalice, them 2 just bust out and was like, you do it. Like,
yeah.
They're not gonna raise any suspicion.
No.
Yeah. You figure it out. They just left him.
Yeah.
Bro, they're out for themselves, man.
Yeah, Harry. I think Miles is playing a good game so far. I think Harry's doing a great job because Harry is like, I've forgotten the guy who won it last year. We said spoiler. Harry who won it, not Harry. Harry and the guy who won it last year, Wilf.
I see him all the time, you know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. He must work near me.
I see him on like someone's like TikTok or something.
I see him at lunchtime.
Stopped her in the street or something. But I see, Harry and Wilf are the same. It's that young guy. Like, older women love him because he's cheeky chappy. Been in the army or the forces or whatever. Like, he's got his whole life ahead of him. I just want to help me mum, want to help me family. So he's like that kind of guy. Got a bit tearful when Johnny. When he voted Johnny. So he's got the theatrics on point. Wolf has done. I think Wolf did the same thing at one point. Yeah, where got emotional. It was quite.
Paul got. He's cunning, man. I don't try. He's like Fantastic Mr. Fox or something.
And even when they voted, we'll wrap this up soon. Right? Even when when him and Harry voted Ash
they did
twice. I said these men are
nasty.
Killers.
Like
These men are killers.
I gotta get the man out.
But you can't just both of them.
Bro, you are next.
And I feel like it's them, like you were right. I feel like it's them 2 and him.
Yeah, them two.
Like even when what happened? It's quite early, maybe episode 2, 3, when they first voted Ash, they looked at each other at the round table, and I think Paul nodded as a we need to get her out.
That man just gave it a. All right, yeah, you know what you got.
So I feel like it's at the three that I left. I think it's them two, not versus Miles, but it might
as well be.
Yeah, they're in cahoots.
They're coming for him,
and Miles is part of the team, but they're not informing Miles on everything. Miles is just involved because he's a traitor, and he has to be involved in these things that they do.
Yes, Miles is going to struggle when convincing anybody else that it's one of those two, because he doesn't seem to sway or to really go out there with any choice. He's almost playing a bit of an Andrew role where they're just like, I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
So if Miles can, he'll do very well, but I don't think he can.
Nah, I think the man are gonna get him. I think them two are too powerful. There's a few irrelevant people in there. The blonde haired woman,
Evie,
I think it's Evie.
Evie, and then I think you got like not Charlotte, Charlie or something. I don't know, man. That sounds like I'm looking them up now. Yeah,
there's a few in there that when they speak, I'm like, oh, you're still here.
Yeah, Charlie and Evie. I look at them and I'm like, you lot the same person.
Yeah.
Diana, like as a character.
Yeah, she's just annoying though.
Jasmine's pretty good. Jasmine, I kind of like. I would think she start thinking she's going to be suspected of being a traitor soon though.
Yeah,
I can see the move.
Yeah.
Do you know who was bare good? I was chewing when she went. Kyra. I felt like she was good. She went second.
Yes.
I thought she was going to be bare good.
They banished her? No, they murdered her.
Murdered her, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you're, because that kind of, I don't know, the older woman with the glasses, she went first, didn't it?
What's her name now, bro? Tracy. The old guy with the thing.
Woman. No, the old guy went first.
The old guy went immediately.
And then the woman went after.
Aubrey.
Yeah, and then there was another woman. She wore like glasses. That woman.
Sonia. Yeah, she went quickly.
She went. I feel like I feel early on, if you're an out there character, or you're slightly loud, you're gonna go.
Yeah.
But then I feel like I think the first two episodes of Traitors is always usually quite horrible because they're doing things that don't make sense.
Based off of nothing.
And it's not their fault really because they don't really know.
Yeah, someone's got to go in it. Someone's got to go. Like,
I feel like if you're like the loudest or you're out there or you're opinionated, it's easy to pick at something to get you out. Then once those people are gone, then you can start paying attention to those who, then it's, you don't speak much or you speak too much or you get along with everyone or you kind of keep yourself to yourself or you talk a lot or you say certain things that don't quite make sense. And I think that's where I think Anthony was he held his ground, was quite opinionated. Quite well.
But he was too angry.
Yeah,
too angry, too defensive as well.
Yeah.
So he got
even when he said to Jasmine, have you finished?
No, because everyone's accusing me of butting in, and he actually made sense.
Well, when he said it, it's the way he said it. It's the way he said it. He was like, "You finished?" And then she was like, "Sorry." And he was like, "No, everyone's." And he was like, "You finished?" I just want to make sure. But then he doubled down on his point. I said, "If you lot vote me, I reckon I'd be like that. I'd be, and I'm a faithful." I said, "Guys, if you vote me, you're gonna waste." But then I could just be.
Everyone could say that, don't it?
But it's like if you vote me, you're gonna be 8-1 down.
Let that sink in.
Let that marinate.
Let that sink in.
Ooh, funny man.
He's very funny. But yeah, please. There's plenty of time for you to catch up. It only comes on Wednesday to Friday. So yeah, catch up.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, you got time, man.
Get it done. You'll enjoy it.
Good bit of telly.
Good TV. We'll find out, I think, Wednesday what happens next. And we'll have another episode, I guess, next week.
Yes, yeah. Australia have a version.
I've seen the Australian one.
I think your brother have been watching it.
Yeah, Australia season 1's cold.
Good.
I haven't seen number 2 yet. Apparently season 2's even better.
Where are you watching it?
That's on iPlayer. America's on iPlayer as well. Yeah,
I know. I've watched America. I think we watched America right after.
I haven't watched the America
season
one
2.
I'm watching it
finished.
But I've paused to watch the UK because I get
America's quite similar to the UK one, to be honest.
I think the Americans play a better game.
They're just a bit
They're
more
sinister, or like they understand strategy more.
Yeah.
I think the Brits, we aren't very like we
just
like
want to be
people
friends
too
with
much
everyone.
and,
Yeah,
too
They
friendly,
just want to be friends.
too
The
friendly.
Australia one, I reckon they're
Australia one's
just on the game.
Australia one's good.
Yeah, we might spin that.
Spin that.
It's on iPlayer.
Yeah, it's on iPlayer. Yeah. I watched this months and months ago. Yeah. Australia one's good.
Oh, we might do that while we wait for this one to come back.
But I don't like to do overlap because you do get a bit confused.
Oh,
With
swear.
characters and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
But the one I'm looking forward to is America season 2.
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for it?
No.
Deontay Wilder's in it.
Swear down.
Yeah.
What's that celebrity one?
They in the American one, you probably wouldn't have known. If you don't know, you don't know. They mix celebrities or like reality TV stars with normal people.
In the American one?
In the American one, like pair of them are like winners of Survivor and winners of other shows or Big Brother.
Yes. You are right. Yeah.
But things got some thing. Michael Jordan's son's on the American season 2.
Oh, is it?
The Speaker of the House of Parliament, former Speaker of the House of Parliament in season 2 at USA. I think it comes out end of the month. I'm getting that in.
Cold.
That one's gonna be good. So yeah, this might be the first of several traitors episodes. But
segments.
Yeah. We look forward to it, man. It's gonna be fun.
Sick.
It's gonna be fun.